The Legendary Bladers. The group consists of 10 bladers who carry a piece of the star fragment enchanted inside their Beyblades. This star fragment signifies their status as a legendary blader. The legendary bladers are destined to choose the world's fate when the god of destruction Nemesis is revived in the modern day. 3 groups of these bladers exist. The 4 seasoned bladers are a group of 4 new legendary bladers who have the power to create Zeus's barrier and also carry the power of Gaia. Solar System Bladers are a group of 5 legendary bladers who have ancestors in the past who were legendary bladers and also represent other planets in the Milky Way galaxy. Lastly, the Child of Nemesis is a group of 1 legendary blader who has inherited Nemesis's will and fights for an apocalyptic future. At the end of the Beyblade Metal Saga, I'm sure most of us sat down and thought to ourselves, who could have been or who should have been legendary bladers? Despite all the constellations and the 4 seasons, we had our wish list of what could have been, and in today's video I will be naming 5 bladers who could have been legendary, but more so who we wanted to see. If y'all want to see more Beyblade and potentially some Yu-Gi-Oh content, be sure to leave a like and hit that sub button, it would all be appreciated, and now let's get into it. Now there is some sort of rule for these characters that I am picking, and it's that they all had to appear in Metal Fury physically, and no flashback from Fusion or Masters. So even though I understand why people would think that Damien would be a legendary blader, unfortunately, he didn't show up in Metal Fury though, so it kind of does cancel him out of this list. But if you guys did want to see him as one, comment that down below. The first character was someone who I really wanted to see after his battle with Julian, and even the tag battle against Jinga and Yuki, where he held his own very well against 2 of them, and that's Deshayan. I became an immediate fan after that battle with Julian, and is honestly one of, if not the most underrated battles in all of Beyblade. And I truly do believe he deserved 1 spot, but sadly it never happened. His base spirit was on a high level, and they did want to tease it, and of all people from him, Julian and whatnot that were leaders of their teams and Metal Masters, I thought he deserved it the most. Overall, this guy was completely underrated. Also, I would have loved to see a rivalry between him and Aguma, making the Balin Temple and Balin Fist a more heated rivalry, and ultimately would have loved to see them battle to decide which one was more superior, whether or not if Deshayan lost or won. The second guy is a fan favorite of the series and is also in the tier of Deshayan being one of the most underrated bladers ever, and it's Tsubasa. I full on believe his shining moment in Beyblade was overcoming the dark power of El Drago. And beating Argo at the same time, who by no means was a weak blader, and helped Team Gang Gang Galaxy go to the finals. Unfortunately, he was out back into the hospital and missed out on the championship win in Celebration, which should have made him work harder than ever and have more motivation, and then be chosen to be a legendary blader. Overcoming the dark power was not easy whatsoever, but him not becoming a legendary blader definitely felt like a letdown, especially him being at the final battle and helping Jinga and the others beating Nemesis. The third guy is, I think, very polarizing in the Beyblade Metal series, but over time, he got a little better, and maybe it was due to the fact that he was appearing less and less. No offense to his fans, but it's Masamune. He was probably the most teased character becoming a legendary blader, but never happened. More than once he went toe-to-toe with 2 legendary bladers being King and Chris. Of course, in reality, he had almost no chance of winning, but his heart and spirit were in it, and it showed. I understand he was this little cocky kid in the beginning of Masters and about being number 1, but I started to get it once Toby was introduced into the series, and it made me not feel so annoyed at Masamune. But in hindsight, he did join Zio and Toby in Metal Fury, so they did feel like more of a trio, even though Striker became Blitz Striker, which honestly was even an even bigger tease of him being a legendary blader. He had his good moments nonetheless. The fourth guy is someone who I wished he had way more battles and at least 1 legitimate one in Metal Fury, and was really good at Metal Masters. There's so many bladers I wish he faced, like Klaus, Julian, Jinga, and even Tsubasa, and that blader is Nile. I mean, once he beat Masamune, he was certified and wasn't to be fucked around with. I was shocked when I first saw it, but it made me want to see more battles with him, and unfortunately we just didn't get that entirely. I kind of wish that he did end up coming to Spiral Force so he can battle at least somebody, but it is what it is. His Bay was extremely strong as well, and he deserved a lot more in the series, even though I don't think he was fully worthy. I see why people wanted to see him as one, and that includes me too. I didn't know if I wanted to either want to make this guy an honorable mention or even be a part of this list, but man, did they ever tease us with Bao being a legendary blader, and ultimately the hype he got and how he was losing, dare I say, battles he should have won is crazy to me. Low-key Bao was a fraud, like, he was getting worked by fucking Benkei of all people.
This nigga is trash.
I was really interested in this dude, pause, but I can't lie, that finesse of making Aguma the legendary blader was pretty slick. I feel like I can include characters like you and maybe Julian, but man, I tried to come up with a solid 5 to solidify this list, but I think you can make your case of you being 1 since I guarantee he was stronger than Bao in Metal Fury. And it could have been a redeeming factor, especially with how he got nerfed in Metal Masters. That shit was kinda like ultimate robbery. If I missed any blader that you guys think could have been legendary bladers that you guys were big fans of, feel free to comment down below. I just wanted to say thank you guys for the overwhelming support on my first video on this channel, as it does mean a lot. If you want to see more Beyblade content and even want to see Yu-Gi-Oh content in the near future, again, feel free to like and sub, it would mean a lot. I'm not gonna lie though, if we can hit 100 subs before February, I'd be blown away. Maybe that can be a goal that we can reach, I don't know, we shall see. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, and much love.